Good evening. My name is Wilson, and I'm running for the historian position for the UMBC VSA 2016-2017 school year. Truth be told, if you asked me when I transferred to UMBC if I wanted to run for e-board position, I would reject it. But here I am standing today in front of you guys, running for two e-board positions. I was convinced by my friends that it would be a good learning experience, and if you don't know who I am, I love learning new experiences. Becoming a historian is an important e-board role. They say pictures are worth 1,000 words, but what about the memories of the joys that are captured in the photo? And that's what I plan to do. I want to capture all of the joy and excitement that are captured in every VSA events and GBMs. While I do not consider myself a professional, I have years of photo making and film editing experience, and I believe that could be a good asset for the e-board member. I have plans to use the social media presence that VSA has to offer to connect not only the members to the e-board members, but to the organizations as a whole. Thank you.
Hello guys, and good evening. My name is Kevin Brown. I'm a senior at UMBC. I'm running for the position of historian for the 2016-2017 year. The first thing most people think when it comes to historian is the photo guy, and that's partly true, but one thing that I really want to bring to the table is that a historian should be more than just snapping photos. You know, photos don't really last as long as people think they do. Of course, it'll be my job to update social media sites, Facebook, Instagram, whatever. And but we all know those things kind of get lost after a couple months. So one thing that I really want to do as a historian is not just take photos, but is to also document. And documenting is a little bit different than actually just trying to take a photo and saying, look, this is something that we did as a group. One of the things I would like to do is work with the secretary in order to further document things more clearly, more visually, in more detail. And as a historian, I kind of see that most historians in orgs don't really work that closely with other positions of the e-board. It's kind of like, you take the photos and you kind of like stay over here by yourself. That's something I kind of want to integrate myself more and work together with other members of the e-board. One of my goals for historian would be to create a scrapbook for the end of the year. And something about a scrapbook is that it's physical. You can hold it in your hand. It's something that you can look back, 10 years from now, when the future historians make their scrapbooks, they can look back 10 years and say, okay, this is what VSA Life was in 2016, instead of posting it online and it being forgotten after a month. And yeah, and that's it.
Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Mayan Gwyn, or Wing. I'm running for VSA's historian, and I believe I'd be a great addition to the executive board team. I love meeting people, and I love making new friends, and being a co-historian will help me achieve that goal, as well as help me grow as a person. This position also combines my interest and love for photography and graphic design, as I've had numerous years of experience in both those fields. It combines my interest in photography and graphic design, along with meeting new people in the UMBC community, as well as people in schools and other areas. I hope to contribute to the community through VSA's e-board. Thank you.
Hello guys, I'm Chuck, and I'm not running for president. I'm running for sports chair. Going back last year when I ran, I thought sports chair would be like an easy job. I thought I was just going to come in and be like, oh, okay, you're the coach. Here's some players, we're going to have a team, we're going to play turkey ball. But it was honestly like the hardest thing I've done. And I've learned a lot from it. By being sports court, I was able to learn how to talk to people, because I had to recruit players, talk to coaches, and I had to talk to other schools like GMU. But on top of that, I had to do other VSA events for us, whatever we had, like Cafe Sabah night. And all my time and effort was invested into being sports court, and I wouldn't change it. And that's why I want to rerun for sports court again. I truly care for VSA and my turkey bowl team because they're my family. I said this last year, and I will say this again. being sports court isn't about football, it's about giving people an experience, you know, and also being a part of VSA. I want to continue being an e-board member that anyone can come up to and just talk to, and, you know, being here, taking care of football, because I like football. And yeah, that's basically all I have to say for you guys.
Go ahead.
Hi everyone, my name is Emily So and I'm running for UMBC's VSA event coordinator. I think I am qualified for event coordinator because I attended several events that VSA and other organizations have hosted, and I have also helped plan game night with the other interns, so I know how VSA likes to plan their events and stuff like that. And I know that event coordinator requires a lot of communication with the other e-board members and other organizations and stuff like that. But I firmly believe that I am qualified for the position because I am organized, efficient, and persistent in anything I set my mind to. After attending and helping plan events, I now know what is needed and how much time is needed to plan the events and other things like that. And being involved in VSA has been one of the best experiences of my time here at UMBC because everyone was so, I guess, inviting, and there was a sense of family. And I'm also very thankful for Truck for getting me to do Turkey Bowl, and Han for getting me to do the fashion show. And thank you all for listening to our speeches, and I hope I can fulfill the duties and responsibilities of event coordinator.
UMBC VSA. To start from the beginning, I actually transferred here 2 years ago. I wasn't really heavily involved with VSA and any other groups because I also had stuff outside of school, so I wasn't really fully committed to getting involved with VSA. But lately, I've been pushing myself, making time to go to events and go to GPMs, and then I start to fully get a better understanding of what VSA is all about. But to get straight to the point, my reason for running is because I actually want to get more involved within our community. I feel that this is an opportunity for me to reach out to other people and to share my knowledge of our customs, our tradition, our value, our heritage to people who don't really know who we are. And as culture chair, I know that culture show is something that everyone is looking forward to every year, and I'm willing to step out of my comfort zone and put in all my effort into putting a great show like the previous members and the previous shows. I've seen all the hard work and the dedication from other people, and all the things that they put into the show, and for me it's really inspiring to see all that hard work come together, and all the bonds and all the memories that we have together when we put the show. And I want to continue that legacy and do the same. So for me, I'm willing to step out of my comfort zone and to help our student body and our VSA grow.
I joined VSA my very first semester of college last year, my freshman year, and I've been to every meeting since then. Last year, it's although I was at every GBM, I felt I was never really involved, and until I actually took initial step to join culture show, and that was when I fell in love with my culture. And since then, I realized all how passionate people are in our VSA, and I would like to be a part of it. It's VSA taught me to get out of my comfort zone and to meet new people and to just do things that I never thought I would. And one of that would be running for secretary. And with that being said, I would like to be part of next year's e-board so that I can give out new students the experience that I got and just help grow our VSA.
Go ahead.
Hi guys, my name's Tree, and I'm running to become the next VSA treasurer. A little bit about myself. I'm a junior biology major. I'm on the pre-dental track. I've been a part of VSA for 3 years, and I'm also a part of VNMAP and Pre-Dental Society. I joined VSA my freshman year, but didn't really become involved until my sophomore year. I remember going to sophomore year GBM and was like, wow, this is really cool, and became more involved and more active in it. Over the past 2 years, I've been a part of the Turkey Bowl team, and also more recently, the Culture Show. VSA gave me a chance to grow and meet new people, and I want to give back to that as the next treasurer. I think I'm a good treasurer. I think I'm the best candidate for treasurer because I'm well organized, proactive, and enthusiastic about my work. I've also had many experiences during my internship as treasurer, such as the managing the funds at VSA Date Auction and planning game night. From that experience, I learned that treasurer can be a stressful position, but remaining composed and efficient is an integral part of the position. After my internship, I think I'm ready to take on the duties of treasurer, and I'm excited to work with the new board next year.
Hello, I'm Wilson, and I'm also running for the internal vice president role for the next upcoming school year. My passion for VSA started during my first semester in UMBC. I was new and I didn't really have any friends, and I was told to try VSA. I was very shocked at the friendliness of the members that welcomed me with an open arm. I felt very comfortable, I felt welcome, and that's the reason why I'm here in front of everybody today. I wanted to give back what everybody has given to me, a safe and friendly environment they can call home. With years of customer service experience behind me, I have the ability to create and maintain a friendly environment within the organization. One goal that I would like to implement with VSA is to create a more cross-collaboration event with more organizations outside of the ones that we have already done. In the past previous years, we have done collaborations with AKD5, KSA, and also CSA. But I want to be more than that. I want to do more events with more student organizations, and I want to create an environment where everybody's learning a different kind of culture outside of VSA. Collaborating with multiple organizations through events could lead an increase in growth and interest within the organizations. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Lisa Ngo and I'm running for internal vice president. I first joined VSA last year and I'm currently a junior and secretary of VSA. Joining VSA really helped me grow as a person and as a leader. VSA taught me to take risks and do things outside of my comfort zone. Entering this past year as secretary introduced me to what being a leader truly means. It taught me to take initiative and reach out to others. When I had first joined VSA, I was really shy and afraid of meeting new people. I'd always get nervous when I had to introduce myself to a large group of people. But as VSA started in the fall, I found myself going up to people sitting by themselves during GBM and events and introducing myself and starting up a conversation. As an officer, I had to reach out my hand to those who were too shy or afraid, just like I had been the previous year. It was now my turn to be the one inspiring and motivating new members to come out to GBM's events and be more active. With our family system this year, I was the leader of my own family, and I found that it was hard trying to get everyone in the group chat to talk to each other. So if I were to ask a question, people would be too intimidated to reply, and I found that reaching out to each person individually really helped a lot. And slowly, I started seeing more of my children at GBMs and events, and they would reach out to me and ask if I was going to an event, so they would come as well. And they were just looking to me as someone who could be there for them, and it warmed my heart when they would call me Mama Lisa and look to me for advice, and I felt like I could talk to them about anything. And I really wanted to continue being a leader and contributing to VSA and MASA, so I worked on the family committee at MAC 5, because I really believe that having a really great connection to your family and working as a team can really make your conference experience that much better. I also ended up being a co-family leader, and I love being there to guide the first year and returning attendees as well. It was a great experience that showed me how important VSA is to igniting passion in young individuals. Being a part of the Vietnamese community and working in VSA as well as MASA has really allowed me to grow and become the person I am today. Stepping up as a leader was no easy feat, but it's something that I truly love. Nothing makes me happier than hearing that a member had a lot of fun at our events, and I want people to feel at home when they come to VSA. I want to inspire young leaders. I want to be the person building these relationships with individuals so that they can always feel welcome when they come to a GBM or any event. I want to be the person who attracts people into VSA. I want to make VSA a home for everyone.
Reasons. To me, and a leadership position, entering one is as intimidating as it sounds. But having the chance to stand as culture chair today would not be possible if I had let my fears scare me off rather than motivate me to step up. If it weren't for last year's MOSA conference, MAC 4, my passion for VSA wouldn't be strong as it is now. Although the idea of being in a room with 300 strangers is frightening, it's also breathtaking at the same time. I met individuals all over the Mid-Atlantic region with such enthusiasm and charisma that I reciprocated the same emotions back. I've never been so excited to meet a stranger before, nor have I extended my hand out first to introduce myself. This year, I attended my second MOSA conference, but not as a regular attendee, but as part of the logistics and hospitality team. Reminiscing all the memories I made during my first conference gave me the sparks to create an even better experience for others. This is my first time being part of a planning process like this big besides culture show. And I went home that weekend with barely 7 hours of sleep and a pair of intense panda eyes. But all the behind the scenes work paid off when I saw Facebook full of pictures and videos with everyone smiling and laughing and already going through MAC 5 withdrawal. MOSA made me realize the opportunities that I had within our own VSA and the potential growth we could achieve as an organization. Through the motivating messages and exchanging ideas, networking with other MOSA members opens up your view about what the Vietnamese Student Association is really about. Every year there's a new problem that we'll face, but there's a chance that another school has already encountered it and already cracked the case. Seeking advice from others and not being afraid of appearing helpless was one of the things I've learned this year. I want to show our current and future members that they don't have to do everything by themselves. Taking the initial step is always the hardest, but having supportive friends by your side makes the approach much more bearable. VSA can be more than just a group of people you meet at a GBM. We're your friends. We are your support system. We are your family as well. Thank you.
Coming to UMBC, I quickly busied myself with study, schoolwork, all those classes and such, but I always remember my mom telling me, go to VSA. Hey, why don't you join VSA? See what VSA is all about. Yeah, and so I followed her advice, and not really knowing what to expect, was pulled along into a little Water Nation by Lara Fan. That's Lara. And after being involved with all these events that spread Vietnamese culture, like the culture show or Pho night, I knew that VSA was where I belonged. Working with the executive board this past year as the treasurer has given me a lot of insight into working with my peers to make all these events, and it was a good ride. And all in all, I want to be able to inspire and to help others to have that same sense of belonging that I have. Moreover, a president is usually seen as the face of VSA, the leader of the executive board. But I believe that a president shouldn't lead the VSA board, but they should work with them to bring out their full potential. So, help me to bring out the best in the e-board, myself, and most importantly, in all of you. Vote for Anthony for president. Thank you.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to thank you all for coming out here. And my name is Minh. I'm running for president. And if you went back in time and asked me that if I would run for VSA, I would have laughed in your face because I grew up in a predominantly white community, so the idea of joining a cultural org such as VSA was just a ridiculous thought from my past self. And yet, 4 years later, here I am standing in front of you, running to be your next UMBC VSA president. So why am I running for VSA president, and why should you vote for me? Well, first, this is my second year, or next year will be my second year at e-board. I've been to every e-board meeting, including any supplemental e-board meetings, so I know how the org runs inside out. I've also helped plan date auction, which was extremely successful. We surpassed our goal of $2,000, and we also found a future business partner. And I also helped plan that week, and I'm also co-director for this year's culture show, so I know how to plan and execute large events. But more importantly, I believe that I can help VSA grow. One of the first ideas that I have to help VSA grow is to help find sponsors. And I'm actually talking to potential sponsors for next year. And with sponsors, we'll be able to have bigger and better events for our members. And one of the other ideas that I have for future events is to invite guest speakers to hold workshops and inspirational talks to help inspire our members to be who they are to their best potential. I'll just use this. Okay. And one of my favorite things about being part of VSA for the past 3 years is that I've seen it grow. Like, in our first year, we barely filled up Math and Psych 101. And this year, we filled up UC 115. And that was a huge room. And if you go on Facebook and look at our picture from our last fall GBM of 2014 and compare it to our family review picture, we've grown like 5 times as much. We fit up the quad. And it's quite staggering. And to me, VSA, it's not a community, but it's more of a family that takes in individuals and helps nurture them to grow. And honestly, the only reason I joined VSA, or I stayed in VSA, is because at my second GBM, Michelle came up to me and she was like, "Oh my God, how are you?" And she hugged me and we talked as if I've known her for years. And because of that, I'm here where I am right now. And I want to be that person for someone else next year.